just how can you hit longer and straighter iron shots that are way more accurate towards your target. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. If you want to do just that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Today we're talking about irons and we're talking about not hitting it left and not hitting it right. You'll see there just how that club deviates, and that's exactly what we are trying to take out of your golf swing. So many people will stand at a golf ball and they'll think, right, I know I'm stood nice and athletic, I know I've got the right grip, and I know from here, if I get to the top of the backswing, then pretty much that's the hard bit done. But quite often, a lot of people will have the perfect stance, will have a really good grip, and they'll have a really good takeaway into a really lovely backswing, especially at the top. From here is where it can all go awry, because if you don't make sure you match up this club face to your target, the ball could literally go anywhere. I've seen people from a really nice position at the top of the backswing hit it over there. I've seen them hit it over there. I've seen them leave it there. And a lot of it comes down to just how much rotation this club face has. You see, a club face is naturally going to rotate because of just how it's weighted. If I was to let this club just fall down here, you'll see that toe wants to rotate nicely because the CG is away from the shaft. So how can I control that? So generally, a lot of it can be down to how you take the club away. So if I take the club away and have a lot of rotation here, all of a sudden that's a very difficult place to be in regards to getting that back square for impact. So what can I do to make sure that I make it easier for myself to be consistent? So if I take the club away and feel like I work my sternum around the golf ball here, so I'm rotating my upper body, you'll see that club face is nice and square, not with a toe up in the air, but nice and square to my spine angle, to my posture. So if I was bolt upright, that would be parallel, and if I was straight over, that would be parallel as well. From here, I can load up to the top of the backswing, start my downswing with the correct sequencing, and get that club in the same position. This is called the delivery position because now from here, I rotate that sternum again with a weight transfer moving to your left foot, and you can see just how that club face is now nice and square with a tiny bit of forward shaft lead. We're looking for the hips to have cleared out, the handle to be forward, and the club face to be nice and square. Now you're going to take some loft off that. Dynamically you have de-lofted that golf club, but that's a good thing. If you're hitting down on the golf ball and you've got a nice square club face, the idea is that this 6-iron will launch nice and low, and the spin rate is what makes the ball climb up in the air. So if I do all those things correct, you can see I hit a nice shot straight down the middle of the fairway, and we have a lovely divot after the golf ball. That's key. You can see where the tee was in the ground there, and the divot moves ever so slightly to the left. So if I was to align that up with the target, you'll see that the ball's finished bang smack in the middle of the fairway, but the club has to work around your body here, so it has to exit ever so slightly left. The club face was square to the target, and that for me gives me a lovely buttery fade that just moves a couple of yards in the air, and it stops you hitting it there, or basically not there.
Right guys, so great points there from James, and obviously we all want to hit our irons a little bit straighter, but one of the biggest things we start to see from people, whether you're using an 8-iron or a 6-iron, is setting that club face a little bit closed or open, because they've seen videos where, okay, if you slice the golf ball, okay, we're going to get it closed, because then obviously when we return it back to a little bit open, it'll be square. Or the opposite, we'll start to see, right, I lose a lot of shots to the left. I'm like James, I lose a few more to the left, so I'm going to open that club face, and I'm going to really get that turning over through impact. That's where we need to talk about, obviously, release patterns. So yes, we want to be able to have a nice wrist hinge, so we want to be able to set that golf club. So like James mentioned, your takeaway is going to get that club matching the spine. We're then going to hinge our wrist and get to the top of our backswing, and then down we're going to get into a similar position, and it's now about what do I do on the way through. If you start to open or close your face, if you think if I've got an open club face, what I'm really then trying to do is really wrap my hands over, and we can start to hit all sorts of shots. We can start to just not time it right and we lose one to the right. We close it down, we still hit that low left one. And the opposite, if I've got it closed, what we're encouraging there is for you to start to drive that club to get it square. So what do we see a lot? We see the ball go extremely low because we've took too much loft off, and we lose all sorts of low point control. So we get some fats, we get some thins, we get no flight. All your irons start to go the same distance and we've got no control. So making sure that this club face is square is always going to help you. So if we get it square to address, after I've hit a shot, we can start to say, right, what did that ball do? Has it had some curvature? Has it gone straight? Has it not? Because we can then dictate exactly what kind of release, what kind of problems we have in our swing. When you're on the tee box, what we want to do is stand behind, pick a target. So I'm going to go at James's golf ball here, and I'm going to try and find something just in front of the golf ball. There's a little bit of a previous divot here where I'm going to start to try and square my face up first, and you'll see I'm squaring my face up with one hand. I've not got my grip on there, and then I'm going to build my stance. What a lot of people do is they come in with two hands and their grip, they set that club face, and then as they bring the feet in, okay, yeah, that's good, and I'm very quickly aiming straight into those trees. I can hit a great shot there, everything's square, it's gone right, and then you think, oh, I've had a massive open face there, I've held it off. You haven't. You've hit a perfect shot, you've done a great swing, but you've just not aimed correctly. So get that club set for your address, build your stance. Last thing that goes on is your grip, and then from here we can hit a shot and give ourselves feedback. That's launched just to the left of James's ball. That has faded back, and that has finished in the fairway and has left me a shot in. Again, very similar to James's divot there, which he has nicely repaired. I've struck the ball first, I've took a nice divot, which again is just pointing left of where the ball started because it's moving on an arc. But if you do that, guys, get that routine set, you'll start to hit straighter iron shots, and it'll help you get good at golf.